Hello, hello. Can you hear me out there? If you can hear me, please leave a comment. I think my settings should be good, but if I'm coming in clear, let me know. I think I am on. Yep. Okay, we're on the right one. Welcome, welcome. Just fair warning, my internet is being spotty once again, so hopefully this holds up to allow me to get what I have to say out. We'll give it a couple of minutes here to see when people come in. Uh, but basically, the gist of this is I have an idea that I wanted to run by. Um, so Dante McGee has he reached out. He's going to come back on at some point in the next few days to give us an update on fall camp. Now, I thought it might be a good idea if he's cool with it if we live stream that episode. Now that's something that you all would like. I can ask Dante about. I thought it'd be cool. Because we have the chat right there, and then people could ask him questions. Is that something that would interest you? It would be on though. It would probably be Friday. I think that's the only day he's free, and it would be in the evening, probably around like 7:30 ish. Just because that'd be the time I'd be free. So if that interests you, uh, possible live stream episode of the show with Dante, let me know because I feel like that's something that can most definitely happen. And we'll try to bring some more players onto the live stream. I need to play around with it more, which I will probably fairly soon because the season starts on the first. So we've got about a couple of weeks. So I'll try. We're going to try. So my thought process is we're going to introduce Show Podcast Network player of the game. So like odds are would be I don't know if Michael Slater has 10 tackles, 4 for loss, and 2 sacks. Maybe we try to bring him on that Sunday or Monday or something to that effect, kind of have him talk about the game, and then you all can ask him questions. Um, I think something like that could be cool. It'd be a fun, interactive way with something cool. Wouldn't require a whole lot of like prep beforehand. Uh, like I said, I think that'd be cool. On top of the highlight video that will drop, I'm thinking I'm thinking Mondays on that, just for a consistency standpoint. But I'm really liking that idea, especially for someone that's been on before. So like if it's Steph, if it's Jace, if it's Lane, uh, Peyton, guys like that. I don't think we'd have a problem getting them on. So I'm kind of liking that thought process. I'm also thinking of like live tweeting during the game. So I won't be there for the Thursday home games. The who are we week two? The Emporia, and the Northeastern State because I don't get off work until 5, and it would just be tough. It'd be tough. I could get there in time, but then the game ends at like 10 something. So then I have to do post and I have to drive back from Edmond to Moore and then shower and so like and then be up at like 6:45 the next day. So I'll just have to watch those on the network, but I will be there for the other 4 home games. But I'm not gonna miss any games. I just won't unfortunately be there in person, which is unfortunate because I missed the first home game, obviously of Coach Doral era, which I'm looking forward to tremendously. But so that was the few main things I wanted to touch on. The other thing was so I started a new job last Monday. So I'm trying to get a routine and a schedule down is mainly why I've been kind of quiet on the content front. Just trying to get that hammered out first. Now I've got a pretty good feel for it. A pretty good feel about what time I get home, how long it takes me to clean up, eat, all that stuff. So, we should hopefully be some more content. I know guys are there in fall camp, so according to Dante, it's been pretty busy. So I don't know how much we'll have after Dante comes on, because maybe we can try to get. I don't know. We'll have the season preview out the week of the opener, so like that Sunday, it'll be out over there on Spotify. And but I don't know as far as like actual players. I don't know until the season starts, or like at least until fall camp ends, just because I think they're pretty busy. So uh, I don't know what that's going to be like from that standpoint. I'm trying to get some hype videos out, similar to that spring one. I might just like throw all that I have because I went back and added some more clips. Might throw all of that in a video and put that out as well. Um, I guess maybe the day before, the Tuesday before, something to that effect. But I will we'll have that up there as well. And then like I said, come season time, so like the first game, Missouri would be Missouri Western. So I'll have the episode up Sunday, the podcast episode on Spotify. That'll be up Sunday, and then highlight video will be up on Monday. And then if we can get a player of the week, I might just push we can get them to come on. We'll probably do it Tuesday. That way, there's like 3 solid days of content for you. I think that would probably be the best method. I'm thinking. Um, because, like I said, yeah, Thursdays I work the next day, so that would give me plenty of time, and I would give because I think the first 2 weeks everybody plays on Thursday, so that would give me plenty of time to uh, go over my notes and get stats from other teams and such. So I'm thinking that's the method we're going to do it. It would be Sunday podcast episode, uh, Monday be highlight video, and then Tuesday, if we can get them to come on, a live stream with the player of the week. Now it could be 2 players of the week, like say we say Mike, like I said, had the 10 tackles, 4 for loss, 2 sacks, but at the same time, I don't know, like Dante had a career high in catches and yards. I think it'd be worth trying to bring them both on. Now coordinating that might be tough, but no, we'll try to get it done. I think we've made some great headway in terms of making inroads there. So I don't think that would be a bad thing. And then we can look into maybe getting coaches on. Like if the offense goes off, maybe we bring on Coach Curley again. Uh, or defensive line has another great game, which I'm expecting many. Maybe we try to bring on Coach Sanders again. It's something to that effect. I think to kind of get you all uh, more content, more interactive content, like with them, because I understand they're like because they want the coverage, so I'm gonna do my best to give them the coverage. Like I said, it's just been the past 2 weeks has been training on a new job, so like when I come home, I don't really want to do anything until as of late. It's been much better lately. Like I said, I've got a routine down now, so um, but I just unfortunately it's fall camp, so hands are kind of tied in that regard at the moment, sadly. Um, so we'll figure, like I said, we'll figure something out. Hopefully, get back with Dante. Hopefully to at least by tomorrow, and then we can set that up. At least have that, up for next week. If we don't decide to live stream it, have it up for you all next week. That'll be something. Um, Cause I hate it's been like almost 2 weeks, I feel like, since the Coach Drew interview. I hate going for that long, but there's not much really I can do. So but I appreciate the support on that too. That's almost at 100 views. It actually gained, I think, 2 more subscribers. So that's very good. It started off kind of slow. I felt like it was only at like 60, 65 views, I think, in the first day, which was low compared to what we had with Zion Bell and Mike Pope that were almost at 90 on that first 24 hours. So I was glad to see it pick up some. But I think I definitely think we can probably get Goudeau to come on again. I definitely think we can. Maybe that's something we look at like mid-season, maybe like between what game 5, game 6, just a bit about the halfway mark. Maybe we see if he wants to come on then, and you know we I don't know. Maybe we if he's willing to, maybe we kind of do that. Um, because I did that once. I feel like the first year of the podcast, I did that with Coach Bobek. I think he came on like it was like weeks. It was either week 6 or 7, and we got to kind of like touch on the first half of the season, like his thoughts on it, what stood out to him, what needed improvement going on down the stretch. So I feel like if we could do that, that might be something good too. I might reach out to Chris Brannick about that when it gets closer. See if that's something that coach would be interested in. I know when he was in Abilene Christian, they had like a specific coach's show. So I don't know if that's something he'd be wanting to do again, but if he does, we'll definitely make that happen. Um, and then post, I don't know how post is going to go. If it's more official than it has been, where like previously the past 2 years, kind of we just stepped inside the weight room and then we just asked Coach Bubba questions. But before that, and when the Performance Center first opened, we actually went to like the film room where there was a podium and it was more official. So I know on the basketball front, I know Brannick had them like stand like in front of like a UCO background, like you would see like if you watch like the Thunder Post games, how SGA is sitting at a table and behind him is like the Thunder wallpaper. If it's something similar to that, I will record that and then we'll upload that as well on maybe Sunday. Maybe we do that Sunday as well on the channel, because obviously I'll have it because I record the post on 2 separate iPhones. So my old one I use it, and then the one I'm actually using. So I can always just record a video on one and still have the audio. So maybe if that's more what we're doing now, then we can get video of that. But if it's just like it has been, where it's been we just step inside and it's not, we'll just continue the audio. But I do want to post that if that's at all possible. And then if we're able to catch up with some players after the game, similar thing. I think a few times we've been able to do that. We've been able to catch guys, some stragglers afterwards, and ask them some questions. So if that does arise, then that we'll also try to record that on video as well. Get some more video over here uh, in post if we can. I'm trying to think if there was anything else at the top of my mind that I haven't already touched over. So we got posts, we've got. I think that might be it at the moment. As you can see, we've got better lighting now. I got a ring light. Has been fantastic, as you can see a key difference if I turn it off and I turn it on. So that should help moving forward. Once I had this, we were on the roll. But I think that might be it. To the one person listening out there, you have any thoughts, any suggestions on what you might want to see moving forward? Because always looking to innovate. Like I said, we kind of saw that when I tried the ill-fated was it UCO Blazers NCAA 14 series, and it didn't work, and that's fine. But like, if there's anything we can attempt, and now we will also be covering more sports as well. So it'll still be football focused, but like how we had some softball sprinkled in, we had some baseball sprinkled in. I guess you could count Trayvon on wrestling somewhat, but we would definitely try to have more um, other sports sprinkled in, and I have more time, like a set schedule to kind of follow. And like at least, when like basketball season comes, right? Because the women play at 6 and the men's play at 8. So like, I should be able to, like, even on a network, maybe catch a few of the men's games. something like that. So I think that'd be good. We'll obviously keep tabs on softball. So that's a very good program. I like to hear coach more often as possible at the pregame. So okay, yeah. See, we're kind of on the same page there with Coach Doral, because I was thinking, because when I was looking, like when he first got hired, I think I went on YouTube just to kind of get an idea, and he did have like a coaches show. So I don't know, because I know like with basketball, like with Bob Hoffman, he has an actual coaches show that U Central Media does, like from the studio, that's like hosted by Mark Scott and then some students. So I don't know if he's not doing something like that. Almost definitely reach out to Chris Brannick. I might be able to do that like tomorrow during lunch. Like text Brannick and see if coach is having something like that, and if not, he'd be interested in like doing that with us, because that would be good. That would be good. We could like set like a time. Maybe we do it on like a Wednesday or something to that effect, or whatever day works best for coach. For coaches at one time on a panel. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we could probably do that. I think because Coach Curley and Coach Darwin, I think they live together. So there might be something like if I don't know. So like because Coach Donald's tight end. So like I said, so like if Dante goes off, maybe we can bring him on with with Dante. Like I think we can definitely get more than one on, because I tested that when I did Braden Nelson and Lawson Isaacs on the baseball front. So we can definitely pull it off. I realize I used the wrong layout in that interview, but we can probably pull that off. It's just making the times work. But I'm definitely gonna reach out to Chris Braddock and see if we can get that. We can get Coach Doral to come on once a week, because that would be good. That would be good. That way we have something during the week. So we would have um, the podcast on Spotify on the Sundays. We had the highlight video on a Monday. Say said if we can get Coach Doral on, then we could have that Wednesday, and then we kind of start the whole thing over on Sunday. So then at that point, you'd only be what, like 3 days, 3 or 4 days without content. That would give people time that don't watch it that first day to catch up on it. I think if we get Coach Doral to come on weekly, then at the locker room, that'd be cool. Also, see, I don't. We might be able to do that. It might be able to do that. I'm not entirely sure. Like how that's gonna. I feel that might work. That I feel like I have more of a shot to pitch this to Coach Doral than I did with Bobek. Bobek was kind of more of like I want to say private, but like there was only so much he was willing to kind of um give insight to. So I know Dante was like even he messaged me like a couple of months ago about some ideas about doing like the day in the life. And obviously I couldn't be there to do it, but I told him if someone on the team wants to like just film it either like on their phone or something like that and then just upload it, I'll just create like a Google Drive and they can upload the footage and Drive and I'll just edit it and we can put it up there. So like I'm thinking something like that. I just feel like there's a lot more on the table for us now than it was in the past. And it's just trying to kind of see what upstairs. Yeah, see that's what I'm saying. Cause there's times like there was a few times, so like last year, for example, in the season opener, we got to talk to Steph. Now, when I talked to Steph, we were inside like the weight room. So now that should have been a time if I was smart enough or thinking at the time, I could have recorded that. So like, and then in 2019, right, when we were after the Missouri Southern game, Chandler Garrett was on the field. So I was able to talk to Chandler. So like in times like that where like if I'm able to catch them before I talk to coach, best believe I'm going to video that because it'll be outside. And so even though there might be some kind of background noise, I can try to kind of edit and post maybe that's something we can kind of do more of. Just depends on how quickly we get down from the press box. So basically, how it is. So I have to wait on Brannick to finish his stuff. So Brannick has to like print out the final stats, do all that, make sure all the coaches have it. Then he has to pack his stuff up, and then we go down, and then we talk to Coach Doro. So sometimes, depending on how long that takes, some players are still on the field, some are in the locker room, and then some are coming out. So, like, if I can catch some coming out that had good games, I'm gonna try to grab them because we've done that in the past, and I haven't had a problem. So if we can do that most definitely. And then, like I said, I might ask Brannick if he knows how Coach Doral wants to do post, because if he just wants to do it in the locker room, like in the like outside the locker room, I might ask if there's like a better place to do that, because like you said, I think it'd be cool to have it in a location where we can get good video and it not be bad audio, because a lot of times we did it right outside the locker room. So you had that post game music and you just hear a bunch of bass, and it kind of drowns out Coach at times. And I think Coach Doral will talk louder than Bobek did. Like sometimes with Bobek, he talked kind of low at times. So you really had to like get really close to him to pick up any kind of good semblance of audio. So no, I'll definitely keep that in mind. I definitely think trying to get a coach on, even if we can't get Coach Grohl every week, maybe we can get like a Coach Curley or like a Coach Donald or Coach Lechtenberg or Coach McGuire. I feel like we can at least get a coach on a week. That would be good. Like maybe if like a position group did well. So like if the defensive backs, I don't know, say Dylan Buckhead had 2 or 3 picks, and then I don't know, we held Lincoln to like I don't know 50 yards passing. Maybe we bring on Coach McGuire, and then we can talk to him about his performance of his unit. I'm thinking that could be good too if we can't always get Coach Doral on. I know Coach Doral also has some young kids, so but like I said, that'd be good. Any coach, yeah, okay, get the GAs, because I think we can probably, yeah, I know for sure we're gonna have to bring Coach Gilbert on, the running backs coach, because one, he has some name value. Like if you followed Big 12 football, I mean, his senior year was at Kansas State, and he also played in the USFL. I think I actually interviewed him when he was there because he played like the last week. So I know there's some guys like Coach Donald, I think, and then Coach McGuire. I think are guys we should probably be able to get on fairly easily that don't have families. I think maybe Coach Curley too. So I think that's something that we can definitely look into is for sure having like a weekly coaches show. We bring on at least one coach. Um, and then I guess at that point would be so like try to figure out the right time to stream. Now would like would, would 7:30 or 8. Well, I guess it would depend on them, but like if they're free from like 7 on, I'm trying to think of what would be a good time, because I'm thinking 7 would be a sweet spot, right? I feel if we wanted to do that, I could definitely make it work because I get home at like 6, so that would still give me time to at least shower and then prep for it. Um, maybe we do that. Maybe we do that. We do it at 7, and we go that route. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. And I think if we can't get a coach, then I think we can go look to try to get a player. I think that would be, or we can get both. I don't know if we can get both. I think I just send out fillers on Sunday to whoever I think is the player of the week, and then the coaches, and then I guess whoever can get back to me with like a definitive yes or no, I think will be who we would roll with. And I'm thinking we do that on a Wednesday probably. I kind of like that whole mid week thing, because yeah, I would give them time to have a few days of practice so we could ask them questions about the upcoming game, which I think would also be really cool. Um, yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like the way we're going with that. Okay, okay, we could definitely make that work. Uh, offensive defensive player at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we can make that work. Now I will say the defensive line guys outside of Mike Pope have been very elusive for whatever reason. Because I had Hunter at one point, and then he backed down, and then Mike a couple of times said he was going to come on, and then hasn't yet. So now that might change. I don't know, but the defensive line for whatever reason, those guys are loose because we've gotten we've gotten quarterbacks, running backs, um, tight ends, offensive line, linebackers, defensive backs. It's just whatever reason the defensive line they really they really I guess just aren't talkers. But um, yeah, I think we can definitely do that. We can at least get somebody on each side of the ball. I think would be good. Um, and I think especially this year because everybody's so new. I look at the roster. Another roster still changing on Broncos sports, but I mean, like if you look at the roster from this year to last year, it is almost completely different. Like there's only I don't know. I mean, there's 20 guys from last year that you could say was even on the team. I mean, like you look at running back last year, that position was full of guys, and now the only two holdovers of note is Jason Payton. And especially a quarterback now. I know the only holdover outside of the red shirts is Steph. So I think it would be good. I also want to try to bring on some more transfers because we had Zion Bell, Kellen Culberson, and then there was two Braxton Williams. And I was trying to get Jacob Delso on, but we couldn't link up before fall camp. So I'm gonna try to get more of those transfers on, like throughout the season if possible. Because I still don't want to stop the one-on-ones. I just know guys' time are more limited during the season. But if we can like squeeze one in, I'm going to I'm gonna try because those transfers usually have some really good stories. So we're gonna try to fit that in too as well. Um, I think that might be all I can think of at the time. We came in with some very good ideas. I appreciate the ideas, Mr. Grantham, because those are very good ideas. Some I have thought of, but like kind of wanted some confirmation on. So yeah, I'll reach out to Brannick in the next few days and see if we can if that's possible with Doral, and then or with coaches period. And if it is, then we'll definitely make that work. Because the good thing is I've got I've got most of their contact info anyway. So if we do get the green light, then I think we're all good there. Like I said, highlight videos. So yeah, I think that and then we'll just ride that formula until end of the season, and then see see where we are. If there's a bowl, which hopefully there's a bowl, we'll have coverage on that, and then we'll just start back up. I guess we might maybe like a week or so after the season ends, we'll start with the season recaps, and then we'll have early signing day, and then we'll have signing day, and then the whole cycle will start itself over again. I think we've got a good grasp on how to do a good off season, so I'm trying to hammer down a good season, which we haven't had since 2019, at least on my end, putting on episodes. So, okay, I think we will definitely do that. I just hate missing those 2 Thursday games, but not much I can do about that yet. Next year, however, we a whole different story. So I'll have time off and stuff. So best believe, even though it'll only be one Thursday game, but I will at least be at that one next season because I can always take that Friday off. So, um, but otherwise, I think we've got a good game plan now that I can build on here. I've got a few weeks I can build on that. I got everything I need tech wise. Uh, so yeah, I'll just have to reach out to Brannick. Don't don't they have another? Yeah. The games. It's on the MIAA network. I think it's like is it like $10? It's $10 for like a single game ticket, and I think it's like is it 50 for the whole season? I have to go. I have to go and check. But I know last year I think it was like $10 for like a single game. I think it was like 50 for a season pass to just like like the one team. I think for the whole was like 100 if you wanted to watch like every team. But usually I would just buy the single game for the road games. But since I'm going to do highlights for every game, I'm gonna just go ahead and buy the little single team pass for I think it was like $50. Uh, I'll just go ahead and do that. So that way I have it all there. And that's the main reason why I want to make sure that we put the highlights out on a Monday, just because we get to figure out last year we had that. Okay, good. I'm glad, I'm glad it wasn't just me, because I actually went and bought that Missouri Western game. It was the season opener, and I noticed that there was no sound, which is why I need to go back actually and pull some stuff from that. But um, see, what I was going to do, I was going to upload literally like the full games of all four wins last year, just minus the commercial breaks, like a slightly condensed version. But that game didn't have any sound, and I'm like, I don't want to just put the game up there with like no sound, and I didn't want to put music under there for like a 2 hour game. So yeah, that I've noticed that too, and especially like on some of the road games, like the Fort Hayes game last year, their commentary would like cut in and cut out, because I think we get the oh yeah it's yeah, I don't know. I think part of the problem is, I know like for us, I think we take like the radio feed. So Todd Listenby, and I don't know if it'll be Mr. Fitzgerald again or not, because he had retired, but then I saw he was back last year. But I know we get their audio. But like the road teams, a lot of the times we'll get their like student radio network audio, because like I remember Fort Hayes, theirs was student, and like theirs kept cutting like in and out, and then it went out for a period of time, so all you heard was crowd noise, which is unfortunate, because during one of those times when Jace hurdled that guy. But and I know like Northeastern State and Central Missouri, theirs were like their actual radio audio. So I think it just depends on the school. I know like we used to use our student audio, but I guess now they go with the radio. So um because I like adding the audio in the highlight clip. Like you notice in that spring highlight, I tried to get as much like game audio as possible. Um so yeah, I really hope that that's more consistent this year, because it's been kind of bad the past few years on there. And then sometimes like that the Emporia game, the the buffering issues were just awful. Like, I don't know if their feed was like bad, but it it kept like having to buffer like every 2 seconds, and it definitely wasn't my internet, because I tested other videos. So that's the problem with the MIAA network. They are such a hit and a miss. So I don't want to take Todd Lisenby's job now. I don't I think he's got that pretty well. But I do, though, I do actually go to the student radio and like make sure they have all pertinent info, because sometimes they don't. So I always make sure to go in there and share my info with them. Uh but yeah, no, yeah, some of the commentating is not that great, but like I guess it is what it is. I guess it's better than nothing. Um, but I was so I'm gonna buy the season pass, and so the reason why I gotta put it out, I want to put it out on a Monday just for consistency, because if there's a road game, I can record it like as I'm watching the game, which means I could in theory have it done by Sunday and then put it up Sunday. But for home games, I have to come home and then pull it up and then record it and then edit it. And at that point, like after the home game, I'm gonna come home and then I'm going to have to upload the post and then record and then edit and then get that up. And then by that point, I'm not gonna want to do anything except for maybe just actually like pull the game off the network and then like on then that Sunday I'll go in and edit the highlights. But um that's like the one thing about that. But yeah, no, I'm really hoping that the network is better. Now I will say when I did watch Media Day, it was smooth, which I do appreciate. It was very smooth. The it was like HD footage because sometimes the HD they claim is like 4800p, and so you just gotta hope for the best on that. Uh, but yeah, no, I think so. That I think will probably be how we do that. Um, but yeah, we I think we're I think we got a very good game plan now. How we're gonna do this? I think so. Sunday over there on Spotify, and then Monday highlights. Wednesday will be coach, player, or both, and then I guess like if something ever we can always add more in between. Like if I don't know if we get a one on one, we'll throw the one on one on there. Um, maybe like I said, maybe I don't know, every few weeks, maybe I just hop on a random stream and see how people are feeling about the season. I don't know, but I think that's at least three things for sure that we can do. And then, like I said, and if there's other ideas, like if Dante or somebody actually does want to do the whole day in the life that they suggested to me, but no one has volunteered for that. If someone does, like we can like throw that up there. Um, I just think that's at least three things we can have consistently up. Uh, and then we can kind of sprinkle some more stuff around that as need be. Because once the off season comes, it's a whole lot easier because guys are then they're just working out, so we can get a bunch of one on ones, and then so. But I think we got a very solid game plan. So um, yeah, I think that might be it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous because I literally don't know what to expect. Like even in the past, even like I feel like everybody gets nervous for that week one, but I think just not knowing really anything, like even though we've talked almost like what between players and coaches 30, 35, 40 guys, I still feel like there's a lot that we don't know. Like I give people like they're confident, which is fantastic, and there seems to be um like some real determination to turn it around, which is it's a good mindset to have. But like we're also in a very tough conference, and we have a lot of new people starting. Like you look at the linebacking core, like all but three guys are either JUCOs or freshmen, and two of those three guys, uh, uh, Marlowe and Jason, are coming off injuries. So I feel like there's a lot of talent for sure. But there's a lot of improvements. Like at receiver, there's only like two guys, which is turning by a fourth, and Diego that have played a snap. I guess there's still Peyton Lusk, but he played in like one game. So you're looking. I mean, there's a lot there. There's a lot of pressure on Steph now because he's the only QB who've taken a snap in a college game. I just like there's so much unknown that I don't even know like if we'll get a good idea even like week three, week four. I just don't know because I don't know. I just don't like. I feel like there going to be a lot of moving parts, and I'm really curious to see how that how that goes. I think like the one constant we know of is the defensive line is going to be better because I saw they added that Arkansas transfer, and then they added two more JUCOs, and if those JUCOs are anything like Robert, Mike, and Mike, then I think we definitely have some guys there. And then there was some red shirt that was that Kozar kid out of Tulsa Kelly that also looked really good. So I think that's something that we know of. We obviously know what Dante brings to the table. We know what Dylan Buckheit brings to the table. And I think at this point, we know what Trayvon Craig and Kobe Stevens brings to the table. And then offensively, we kind of know what Steph brings to the table. I feel like we kind of don't. We do, but we don't. Like we've seen glimpses of what he can do, but like, as far as like a consistency thing, I don't think we have. I think we know what Jason Payton can do at running back. We know what Diego can do if he can stay healthy. We know what Johnny can do if he can stay healthy. Like I said, we know what Dante can do. The tight ends are like all brand new, so we have no clue on the offensive line. We know what your son can do, and we know what Noah can do, and we know what Cooper McCoy can do, and the rest we don't. I mean, we kind of know what Hector can do, but then Hector said he was playing hurt, so we don't really know a lot. Like I don't know how much we can take off last year. Um, and then plus I heard the blocking scheme is like much better suited to those guys. So it's just one of those. I just said there's a lot of unknowns, but I feel like the attitude's in the right place and the hunger's in the right place. But the conference is tough. So I don't know. I'm hoping for a minimum. I think I said last year I set the bar at like 6-5. I feel like honestly, given just the inexperience of the roster, the new coaching staff, if we can get 6 wins, like because that'd be we'd be Lincoln, we beat Missouri, so what we didn't do last year, and you beat Northeastern State, you still have to beat 3 other quality opponents. So I feel like if we can get that, given the unknowns, I think you got to be. Man, that has to be a very good first step in the right direction. I think the recruiting class he brought in is really good. I think a lot of those guys are gonna redshirt though because he did bring in a lot of transfers. Like he brought in I think three a defensive back. So I think a lot of those guys he brought in a red shirt. He brought in a bunch of linebackers. I think the 3 he brought in a red shirt. At receiver, I think. I mean, he brought in Madison Ridgeway from JUCO. He also brought in a dude from Eastern Michigan, and then he's got Bryce Williams eligible. So I think the guys he brings in, maybe I think Kevion Williams from Westmore. I think he can actually push because I think he's just that good, and I think that Diego was probably going to get hurt again because he's just never healthy. And I think the running backs they also registered because he brought in a dude from OU that was a walk on. And then the quarterback, I think, well, all but Cooper Wilcox have already been redshirted. But I think a lot of those guys, those freshmen, are going to redshirt because just looking at media day, he wants to build through freshmen and develop. So I think it'll be at least early on. A lot of those guys are redshirt. He's kind of just filling the gaps in with transfers, um, which at least talking to him is something that he doesn't want to do a lot of. I just think, given the circumstance, he didn't really have much choice. But I like the way he's building the roster, and the way we're focusing on development. So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. I think we have new excitement around the program. I don't know what to expect like year one, and I figure by game 5 or 6 we'll have a good feel for it. And then like I said, hopefully we get a winning season out of that and turn it around. Because like I said, I think there's very good leadership in that locker room now. I think there's more cohesiveness in that locker room now, and I think like the older guys that's still there, like Peyton and Lane and Johnny and Dante and Dylan and like those guys that have that were there in 18, 19. I think there's more of like an effort to like we got to turn this around. Like we need to be the guys to turn this around. I think guys are realizing that their time is running out, and I feel like you're going to see them play maybe harder than they were. I'm just talking to like the upperclassmen. That seems to be a thing. Like they kind of understand now their time is limited, and so I think anytime you have guys like playing like their careers depend on it, I think you get a better output. Like Trayvon, I think barring like a hardship, like this is it for him. Even though he's a junior, I think his eligibility clock is out after the fall semester. So like this is going to be it for him. So I think he's going to lay it all on the line. I think you got other guys that'll go out there and lay it all on the line. I think you got guys like Johnny Bizel. I did right. This is his last. excuse me. This is his last year. You've got Dante. Right. This is his last year. I think those guys are going to lay it all out there. I think Steph as well. I think Steph as well. Just from you look at I think his main thing is I think he has a lot of untapped potential, and we haven't seen it and consistently enough. And I feel like knowing him, I think that's what he's wanting to show, because even talking to him the few times I have, he seems to be more into film. He's been more focused on the technical stuff. Where if you go back and you watch his last year in Trickle tape, you kind of didn't always see that. So I think there's like a new mindset there of the older guys, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do. But as far as us, I think we have a very good plan here, and like I said, we'll try to get Dante on here fairly soon. Get that fall update out, and then and then come September 1st, we'll be ready to rock and roll. We will get, like I said, we'll get the episode up Sunday, um, and then we'll probably do conference standing updates week 2. I might wait. Maybe we get 3 games in before we update the conference standings. But yeah, I think most definitely now we've got a good solid game plan. So I think we got accomplished what I wanted to get accomplished here. So we'll have more views later on. I know the other one's almost at like 20 some odd views. So but I think we're good. I think we're good with Sunday is the podcast episode on Spotify. Monday is the highlight video. And then Wednesday will try to be either a coach or a player or both. And then we'll sprinkle in other content as is available. So, Mr. Grantham, I appreciate you once again coming out for the stream. You gave some great ideas. And so we'll reach out to Brannick and see how much of these we can actually get, and I'm thinking we can probably at least get like coach, like at least post game in a more official area. I think that for sure we can probably easily get that. I think we'd also probably easily get coach to come back on again. So I'm not too worried about that. It's just if he wants to do it weekly, or we're able to get a player or coach on weekly, I think is my biggest concern, just because of time issues and stuff for those guys. But I think most of that is definitely achievable, because Brennick does it a lot for basketball. So I don't see why we couldn't do it for football, because he also brings guys post game in, like even after they've showered and stuff. So I think that would definitely be a attainable force. And since most of the games for us at home, minus the Thursdays, are like 2 p.m. kickoffs, it's like 2 or 1 p.m. So it's still early enough in the day that even if I wait and make sure that we get video of talking to players post, I still have plenty of time to go and do what I have to do to get the content up. So I think we've hammered out what I wanted to. Again, Mr. Grantham, I appreciate you stopping by. I'm really looking forward seeing what your son does this season here. I know he's back in his natural spot, so I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the team does, and appreciate the support. And I'm sure, like you mentioned last time, I'm sure we'll see each other at some point. At the game at some point, I'm sure we will. Especially if they let us on the field again, like they have in the past. I'm pretty sure we'll run into each other. So didn't know you were a Mount grad as well. So it's good to see another fellow Rocket in there. I think there's a walk-on offensive lineman from the Mount as well. So I think that is it. You have nothing less than a bowl game appearance. I don't know. I'm hoping, but like there's a lot that I feel like has to go right though. Like I feel, I mean, because like if we just gently look, you figure you got Northwest, you've got Pitt, you've got Kearney, and then I laughed at a while. I was I was 2014, and I have to say, I think my grade's biggest concern was like lunch. So, you know, but I will say, I'm glad though that they got that new cafeteria now, which I heard is grade A, and then they put the new turf in, so the football field looks nice. I think I went. Was it 20? Might have been 2019. I think was the last game I went to. And they got a very nice turf there now. That the press box is grade A, so yeah, they've they've been coming along. I'm curious to see what we do now, because they have a new coach. Because Coach Alexander's at PC West, so they have Coach Matt Trulove, who was there when I was there, as I think he was the offensive line coach. So I'm really curious to see what we're looking like there. I'm glad that we finally got over that hump. Someday, yeah, I'm glad we finally got over that hump and made the playoffs. I think, granted, they moved us to a more manageable district because when I was there, we were in 2A. We were in a district with like all the line schools, so like Hobart, Frederick, um, Cordell, Walters. So like we had like 2 hour bus rides, and then they moved us up to 3A. Then they put us in there with like John Marshall and Douglas and like Tuttle and Blanchard, and it was like So man, I have been bad. Oh man. Brother, what did you do? I don't want to know what you did. It's just, yeah, I'm sure now people that are there are long gone. So I think you'll have the all clear to come back and watch them. Yeah, I might have to go out. I need to look at the schedule. I might have to go out and see because I haven't been in a few years, so I might go out there and see what they're looking like. I used to at least go to about one game a year. So yeah, I definitely need to get back out there and see what we're looking like now. But the program is definitely better than it has been. I'll say that much. So, but yeah, about the boat, I don't know because like if you think about it, Fort Hayes, I suspect will be better. I mean, I think like them and us were like the surprise teams. Google announced my next scavenger hunt. I will do that. I will do that. I will do that after this live stream ends. I will most definitely go and look that up. Um, but I think it'll be tough. I think because Fort Hayes, like I get they were like what 6-5 last year, 5-6 too. But like that's just a team I felt like I think they also underachieved as well. Um, because like they just didn't look as good as they were the year before. And I think Central Missouri, I know they've got Coach Lamberson there now because their head coach took the OC job at is it Tulane, I think. So that's another program that was down last year, but I feel like also has some talent. And then you look at like Missouri Western is going to be a tough. Emporia is always tough. So I mean, I think for us, we obviously we have to win the gimmies, means that we can't lose to Missouri Southern again this year. And then I think we have to win our home games again. I think we have to beat Fort Hayes at home. We have to beat Missouri, Southern Missouri at home, and probably probably Emporia. I think we have to beat Emporia because Northwest is going to be tough. I mean, I know we beaten them before, but that program is just so good. And then you look at Kearney is going to be really tough. And then Washburn is going to be. I think those three for sure are ones that I feel like is going to be really tough for us to win. Now the rest, I think, is winnable. But I think, like I said, I think we'll know more. I think by like week 3, probably we'll have a good idea about whether or not we feel that the team can do it. Now I think they have a good game plan, which is they want to run the ball a lot, they want to control clock, and we want to shorten the game, which wins you a lot of ball games. So I'm liking the approach there. I just from a just a standpoint of like, are we going to gel enough quickly enough? Because the MIAA is one of those, like, you gotta be good from like the actual start. And historically, we've always started off like 1-2 or like 1-3, and then ran the table. So I think that's going to be like our biggest thing is we have to start off hot and then stay hot. We got to get to at least 7 wins probably to get to a bowl. So I think it's possible for sure. I think it's possible, but I think it's going to be really, really tough. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the guys got and what we can do. So Grantham, again, I appreciate you coming out. I know we had a few trickle in, trickle out, but I think we've got a really good game plan, and so I think we've got a good plan of attack. So just I said, be on the lookout for the Dante episode, hopefully coming next week. Hopefully we can get that finalized and recorded. And so I hope you have a good evening, great rest of your week, good weekend, and I appreciate you coming out and supporting. And so look forward to seeing you next time we do this, and hopefully seeing you at some of the games this season. Thank you, Mr. Randall. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, I hope you have a great evening too, and hopefully, like I said, be able to link up at some point, and and so I appreciate it, and hope you have a good night, sir.